We're being joined by Nagaraj Shetti, Technical and Derivative Research Analyst at HDFC Securities. But Nagaraj, you've also picked out Divi's Labs on the charts. Tell us, Citi's given a target price of 6,400. Tell us what levels are you spotting on the charts and what's the momentum that you see going ahead?
Yes, good afternoon. Divi's Lab has been in a consolidation phase over the last few weeks and last few sessions. Some price action is showing a decisive upside breakout of the range. And this overall chart pattern is looking positive. Currently trading around 5980 levels. I'm expecting this to trade move towards the next overhead resistance of around 6,300 to 350 levels in the near term.
Thank you for that view coming in, Nagaraj. So that's the level that Nagaraj is spotting for Divi's Labs. And Nagaraj, you have picked out Tata Chemicals for us on the chart. If I take a look at the 1 month move, 6 months of YTD, in fact, it's given negative returns. Last 1 year also very modest 10% return coming in. Do you think this trend is going to reverse now? Are you seeing some reversal? And do you think there are good days lying ahead for this stock, at least on the charts?
Expecting good days ahead for this Tata Chemicals. What we can observe on the weekly chart is a larger consolidation pattern, kind of a triangle pattern has been in force and over the last few weeks. And currently, the stock price is making an attempt to break above the upper range of the triangle, somewhere around 1120 odd levels, showing consolidation. Recently, we have seen some pullbacks, and overall chart pattern is looking positive. I'm expecting a sharp upside breakout of this triangle pattern around 1120 levels sooner. And once it breaks above this hurdle, I'm expecting this to reach towards the next resistance of around 1200 levels in the short period of time.
The view coming in for Tata Chemicals. Good days ahead is what Nagaraj is spotting on the charts for this one, but technicals once more. And Bharat Dynamics is what you've picked out, Nagaraj, on the charts when it comes to this one. And tell us what kind of move you're seeing, because last 6 months itself, the stock has given a return of 35%. Do you think this rally is going to sustain, or do you think we can expect some slowdown going ahead?
Market Dynamic was in a constant downtrend over the last 3-4 months. We have seen some lower tops and bottom formations over the period of time. And recently, at the lower levels, it made an attempt to break below the crucial 200-day moving average, but it has not broken decisively below that average and bounced back. The whole chart technical setup is indicating there is a higher possibility that the stock could come out of the range levels. Now currently placed at the hurdle of a downsloping trend line somewhere around 1165 to 1170. The overall chart pattern is indicating that certainly this stock is likely to break above this trend line hurdle at this resistance levels in the near term. Once it breaks above 1170-75 levels sharply, then I'm expecting another 100 rupees move. I mean around 1270, 1275 is going to be the next overhead resistance to be watched for this stock.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Bharat Dynamics. Those are the levels to watch out for. Nagaraj, you've picked out ITC for us, and in fact, this has made it to a lot of analysts' radar recently. Last 1 year, very mild returns of 13.5% is what I'm spotting. What are the levels that you are spotting going ahead? Because we have seen some tempered moves coming in. Do you think we can expect some upside going ahead?
ITC chartically has been in a sharp uptrend over the last few months, many months in fact, and in between we have seen some good downward corrections over the period of time. Currently, I'm not expecting a bigger crash for ITC, but there is a possibility of some sizable downward correction from here onwards. Currently placed around 520, which is a strong hurdle for the market for the stock price. And the overall chart pattern is indicating that ITC is forming some distribution kind of a pattern at the higher levels, somewhere around 520, 515 levels, and more correction is likely. So now currently trading around 499, 500 levels. I'm expecting this downward correction to continue towards 460, 465, which is the next set of support lies in at the lower levels.
Okay, so well, the downside is what Nagaraj is spotting for 64-65 levels on ITC. You've picked out Federal Bank on the charts for us. Year to date, the stock is given an 18 to 20% return. Tell us what are the next levels you're spotting for this one.
Yeah, it has made a lower top and chartically after a sharp rise and showing some resistance around 203 to 205 levels, not showing any signs of upside breakout of the hurdle and the formation of doji pattern and subsequently a long bear candle. So far this week is indicating there is a possibility of a lower top reversal for this Federal Bank in the near term, and I'm expecting some more correction to come. Currently placed at the support of around 182, 183 level. Once it breaks below this support and more weakness is likely to come towards the next lower support of around the 171, 172 levels.
Some weakness for Federal Bank is what Nagaraj is spotting. Nagaraj, very strong moves coming in. Intraday also the stock is doing phenomenally well for itself, and last 1 year the stock has doubled as well. Moving on, do you think there are more legs to this rally, or can we expect some slowdown now?
Expecting some kind of upside momentum to continue from here onwards. It looks like the last 8-10 sessions of downward correction seems to have ended for the stocks, with the stocks breaking above the hurdles in today's session, currently placed around the resistance of around 1,500 odd levels. I'm expecting this hurdle is going to be taken out of the short period of time. The overall chart pattern is looking positive, and I'm expecting more upside to come in the near term. And the next resistance to watch for the stock is around the 1620 levels.
Okay, so well, expecting some upside on CDSL, further upside despite the run-up is what Nagaraj is spotting. Let's talk. You've picked out ICICI Lombard for us on the charts. Nagaraj, tell us what levels you're spotting.
Yeah, ICICI Lombard is showing a zigzag movement at the higher levels, which is clearly indicating there is a strong resistance around 2280, 22,300 levels, 2300 levels, and the stock is reacting from the upper range to the lower range. So the overall chart pattern is not that positive at this point of time. We have seen already the stock has run up quite a bit over the last few months and showing some sign of weakness from the higher levels. Some correction is likely once it moves below the 2090, 2080 levels. We could see more weakness to come for the stock price, which could lead to the next over at next lower support of around 1950 to 1940 levels.
Okay, so that's the levels that Nagaraj is spotting on ICICI Lombard, but on that.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits, and then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.